Good evening, collective. I'm here to do an exposure and also a justice in the mix. This is going to be pretty long, all right? So, uh, I need the collective to know that this is for a healing process, also karmic justice, also universal justice, also divine justice, also justice of these children who were taken advantage of and manipulated and lied and sacrificed for the love of money, all right, and greed, and also jealousy, and also, oh my God, a sexual addiction, obsession with a karmic male masculine that everybody knows about, basically, because this man is very loose. All right. It's saying the FBI, CIA, and the police is going to be involved. So Libra, Cancer, tables have turned, reversals. Someone in this connection, partnership, uh, did the acts of black magic to try to block me from receiving my abundance and new beginnings. And I have held you in my force field by you doing just this act. The divine is now placing you in a stagnant energy, and you are now going to be held in my force field to place you right in front of what you projected to me. One of you tried to start a gossiping spell by talking ill speakings on my name. You purposely planned this, that you two agreed on a verbal, your minds are now blocked due to you being and acting malicious and petty. You tried to work an insecure spell on me to keep me from being inspired and being creative and happy and abundant in my spiritual gifts. You will be confused, running around, scrambled mind, scrambled thoughts. You decided to be competitive with me out of pure pettiness and jealousy. Aquarius feminine who is white or Caucasian, and I'm not racist, okay? And you should, you sold your soul to my father and mother for money. Whatever you done is coming fast, 24 hours to you, and the divine it had told me to let you know death is your judgment, and purgatory. So you will be suffering of the mind first, and then it will gradually go into, definitely carry you into hell. You are worried about your sexual deeds being exposed and your signing of your allowed foul, signing your child away to sex trafficking. And Heather O'Neill, you are judged for secretly sacrificing blood, doing a blood sacrifice on your daughter and your son to receive money, and you involved your son's school as well. They will be judged. You have been found out that my father and your daughter, who is 8 years old, maybe 7 or 6, has been forced to make sex videos concerning James Taylor, Roger Alexander McNeil. She gave head to my dad, James Taylor. She also was passed off to Roger. She also was passed off to KJ. She also was passed off to Troy. They was drugging this little girl in her food and drinks, and taking this little girl, passing her off around to different family members, teaching her the 69. It's a sexual, sensual, Kama Sutra, sex deeds, like for Reiki sex. James Taylor and Roger Alexander McNeil was doing this to this little girl in the video tapes. And to be a prostitute, and she caught in sexually transmitted disease. Her mother's name is Heather O'Neill. I'm going to keep saying that. She lives in North Philly on a one-way street, not far from Popeyes, a fast food place. Her eyes are green, but they change to hazel and a brownish, greenish blue in the fall. She went to Harris Medical School on 69th Street, the same school I went to with me. She is known to be promiscuous. I have never judged her of her sexual character until now, but while she invested in sacrificing her 2 children, or possibly 3, but you do what you do for you, and I don't have a problem with that, Heather. Whatever you want to do for you to survive for you is fine. But when it comes down to you sacrificing your children, the divine, like I said, protects fools and babies. You took advantage of that and you played God and you sacrificed yourself, you idiot, as well as your children who were very innocent, and you had no right to do that. That was divine's judgment, not yours. Whatever you do is your own will. He gives everybody a choice whether they want to stand on the left or the right. And you chose to go the wrong way over greed and money, jealousy and grief and daggone freaking obsession over someone that is not into you. So now I know who you are. You are the Caucasian Cancer that was working black magic on me, but you're in my zone now. And now that I know that it's you, you have 24 hours, Heather O'Neill, you're going straight to hell. You're going to die. Your judgment is death. You work black magic on me and you will die also for the judgment of you playing God and sacrificing souls that did not belong to you, to others who were looked up as. You idled them and you fake maliciously went behind my back and acted as if you was a friend to me. And now you know why the divine told me to back away from you. You were foul from the very beginning, you harlot. Anything for money. You sacrificed your soul for greed. Do you not know that there is a compartment in prison and in hell for every person who performs any dark deeds to please the devil, and then you try to outdo it by reversing it? It's not going to work. You're placed in front of it. And all I'm going to do is just keep reading your judgment. And the FBI, CIA, the DA, and the police is watching my video. They're going to know exactly who you are because I'm going to keep repeating your information. You are Heather O'Neill. You live in North Philly. You do not live far from Popeyes, a fast food place. You live on a one-way street. Your walk from where you live to the L to get there is a good 10 minutes. You went to Harris Medical School to be a CM. CM as in money. A, that you will not be getting or retrieving. Anyway, you were worried about getting found out. So this is me repeating this information to the FBI after I get finished with this part. Yeah, I already did that. So I already said that. I said whatever you do is for you. But when it came down to you sacrificing your daughter Angel and your son Pablo and your other son KC, you are going to, if I'm getting it right, if it's KJ or KC, you're going to pay for it. It don't matter. You had 2 sons and a daughter. Your daughter was a natural redhead and she had freckles and you used to call her Wendy's. Anyway, you called her Raggedy Ann. I remember that. You sacrificed your daughter and sold her into the sex industry for my father. And my mom and them knew about it, that they buried one of your children in the yard next to their home. Again, all right, I'm being led to go this way. FBI, DA, CIA, police. If you are looking for a little girl who is from the ages of from 6 to 8 years old, and her name is Angel, and she lived in North Philly with her mother. She was sold to Deanna and James Alvin Taylor to be in the sex industry of the occult for them to make sex videos and sell it on the dark web and get rid of her body and get profit off of selling her around to people for sex addictions. Again, her daughter was red hair. She had freckles. Her eyes were blue. Her name was Angel. She was from the age of 6 to 8 years old. She had her brother who couldn't have been no more than maybe 4 or 5 or 6 years old. 4 or 5 or 6 years old. His name was Pablo. She sold him. She had an older son who had a beauty mark mole over his eyebrow. I do not know for sure if she did any sellings with him, but she has been doing sexual acts with her son, and she has been sucking her son off. And her child saw her, and she told her son not to say anything. She is sick. And this was part of her sexual initiation that she also performed of making sexual videos, doing sexual videos with James Alvin Taylor and Roger Alexander McNeil, also with my family members. Anyway, I'm going to go back to what I was saying. The FBI, DA, CIA, police, if her daughter Angel and son Pablo, they took her children to somewhere in a faraway greenery near rocks and a small lake of water. I broke that down, and I broke that down into that message, and the divine gave me the clarification. Next door in that open yard is next door from 1414 South 58th Street in Southwest Philadelphia. One of those children was buried in that courtyard, and my sick, twisted father agreed to having her buried to watch her body and make sure no one knows about them strangling and killing, blood sacrificing your daughter or your son. I'm letting y'all know now. You need to go next door if you are working with the FBI, the DA, the CIA, the police. Their mother, Heather O'Neill, sacrificed her daughter, who was from the age of 6 to 8 years old. Angel is her first name. She has 2 sons, Pablo and maybe Casey or KJ. It could be one of those. She has also sacrificed herself into the occult practices with James Alvin Taylor and D. Taylor, and they agreed with keeping this a secret, with not letting anybody know about hiding this homicide murder about these 2 children. And I have been brought to the forefront to reveal and expose what was being done behind my back during the time of the year of 2018. Yes, in 2018 and 19, during my graduation time of me graduating from Harris as a CMA, and it was on 69th Street, Upper Darby, PA, 19082. The mother, again, her name is Heather O'Neill. She was a single parent who was still messing around with a drug addictive baby father, who went around lying about her sexual deeds with other people. Heather O'Neill is known for prostitution, and she is also partnered up with Spanish neighbors. One of them are tall and the other one is short. And they are also both mothers. One of them are bisexual, and one of them are sexual lovers. She let me know from her own mouth to mine that she also has sexual encounters with them. And they are her friends. They are her group of friends in North Philly that live on that one-way street with her. And she did this working for D. Taylor, James Taylor, Roger Alexander McNeil, Heather O'Neill. Taria knows about this. That is my sister. Her husband, Troy, also knows about this. and the people on the side who were sexually sacrificed in this to make this blood sacrifice work through money manifestations that Heather O'Neill agreed to do with. Also included KJ, Ashley Borens, Pam and Irvin Borens, Eddie and Sheila Alexander, and these were side pieces that were sexually all inclined with Heather O'Neill for sacrificing and initiation sexually with her children in sex trafficking, as well as herself, and blood sacrificing for money manifestations in abundance. Thank you again for listening. And Heather O'Neill, you're going straight to hell right along with, and you're going to prison right along with everyone else. Have a good day. If I get any more messages, I will let you know. Have a good day, collective, and God bless.